Hello YouTube observers, so today's video is going to be a bit different. Today I'm going to be talking about one of my childhood fandoms, Poptropica. I decided to make this video to participate in Poptropica Month, an event held by the YouTube channel known as the Dimension Bros. I'll leave a link to their Poptropica Month playlist for more info. So, hi to the Poptropica fandom who's going to be watching this. You might know me better as Magic Snowball. I also decided to draw something Poptropica related. Weirdly enough, I haven't actually drawn my own Poptropica and Magic Snowball that much, so I decided to draw them on one of my favourite islands, that being Superpower Island, fighting the infamous Betty Jetty. Alright, it's discussion time. I'm pretty sure most of you watching this know what Poptropica is, but in case you don't, it's a video game targeted at kids, dubbed an online virtual world, created in 2007 by Diary of a Wimpy Kid author Jeff Kinney at Pearson Education, although it now belongs to Sandbox Studios. The aim of the game involves the player going around to different islands, almost like levels I guess, in order to help the residents of an island with a problem they have. At the end of the island, the player receives a medallion and then some in-game currency. The islands all have different themes. For example, Superpower Island is about defeating supervillains, Cryptids Island is about going around and finding different cryptids, Wild West is about the Wild West, and so on. This isn't really meant to be a Poptropica history video, so I'll keep this next part brief, but basically due to Flash shutting down, Poptropica had to port its system to Hacks instead. Because of many of the old islands were on Flash, they sadly got removed. So if you haven't been on Poptropica for a while, and you're wondering what happened, there you go. Poptropica isn't really in its glory days anymore, it's pretty dead. The theme of Poptropica Month is funeral for a reason. I'm not really going to go into the various controversies and things that have changed here for the sake of time, but I'll leave some links to some of the Dimension Bros videos if you want to hear more about them. This video is meant to be about my personal feelings after all. I first discovered Poptropica in 2009 when my cousins showed it to me. However, I didn't really start getting into it until 2011. Unfortunately, I was pretty bad at the game, so I had to rely on walkthroughs, which is how I discovered the Poptropica help log. I wanted to complete all of the islands, but I wasn't big brain enough to figure them out without the help of walkthroughs. And honestly, getting all the medallions was one of my greatest life achievements. I really enjoyed playing the islands and also seeing other members of the pop community, even though I was a silly little kiddo. Honestly, the Poptropica help log was the coolest sight to me. I would spend hours there reading through all the island trivia. I remember when the sound updated islands were introduced. Before that, islands didn't really have sound, aside from some small exceptions, and I was too scared to play the new island Virus Hunter because I was scared my Poptropican would get stuck inside the guy's body and won't be able to leave. I remember getting stuck in certain parts of Astronauts for ages and replaying early Poptropica a bunch of times for some reason, as well as bragging about my tribe. I miss the tribe rooms, man, they were cool. Some of the islands I could replay a bunch of times, like Superpower, and others I never touched again since they were just simply too hard, like Astronauts for example. But then again, I have small brain energy. At some point I got membership and bought everything in the Pop store, to the point where it took forever to get through my inventory. I remember being proud of my Poptropican's look. If you're wondering what my favourite island is, honestly I have no idea, like the majority of them. Well, except for the most recent ones anyway. So yeah, this game has been stuck with me for a while despite everything. It's pretty near to my heart, same with Club Penguin, which I could honestly make a whole other video about. In fact, this game is near enough to my heart that I wrote a fanfic about it. In 2016, I got really into this Teen Titans fanfic called I Belong, and I wanted to write a fanfic similar to it. The premise of I Belong is about a bullied girl who goes to the Teen Titans universe and becomes friends with the Titans and finds confidence in herself. I'll leave a link to the fanfic if you want to read it, I recommend it. Because I was into Poptropica, I decided to write a fanfic about a bullied girl named Alice that enters Poptropica and completes the island quests with her Poptropican Fierce Fox. Alice is loosely based on me and the protagonist of I Belong, and her Poptropican is loosely based on mine, respectively. Alice is the name I gave an imaginary friend I tried to come up with when feeling lonely at school as a young'un. Sorry to depress you. The fanfic was called Home Again. I'm working on a rewrite of it right now, actually. If you want to read it, I'll leave a link in the description. Home Again was my first real long fanfic, the first one I felt proud of, so it holds a special place in my heart. I also draw stuff for it too. These days, I have mixed feelings about the game. I'm hoping the devs get their crap together and return Pop to its former glory, but at the same time, considering what they've been up to, I'm not sure how to feel, and it's still not optimistic. It's always great to see what the community is up to, whether it's a dating sim, community events like these, or just some great fan art. It's also a small fandom, but it's a tight one. It's an honour to have been part of it for all these years. Thank you.